Live. We are live. Bet Like Mike Show, WinDailySports.com. It's a Friday, everyone. We made it. It's the weekend. We have officially made it. We got about 20 minutes of work here, and then me and Mike North are heading into the weekend winners, even if we have a bad day today. But we're not going to do that because we're doing great. But we've had a great week, Mr. Mike North. We've done a tremendous job. Mike North is joining me, as always, on the Bet Like Mike Show and the star of the show. But yeah, it's been a good week. Good start to the show.
Yeah, we made it like we were at Normandy, like it's D-Day. We made it. No, we've been winning 5-0. I am the last two days. I know you went 2-1 yesterday. We've had winning days since we've started. If you follow me the last 2 days, just my picks alone, you're 5-0. If you follow Johnny, all he has to do is take Colorado and the White Sox, and he's set. I mean, that's the way that it's been. So we'll have our picks in the fastest 20 minutes that you can have, the best 20-minute show in the Western Hemisphere. I think there may be one by the equator that
right. Yeah. I heard about that show. Yeah, by the equator. Yeah.
Big time show.
Right off the equator, about a mile off the equator. I heard.
That's right. I have a summer home there. A mile off the equator. They go, where are you at? A mile off the. It's 195 degrees, and I got a pool, but the water's about 90. You know what I mean? So anyway, I heard about the equator when I was a kid. Let's move on. Okay, that's one of the things that they couldn't teach me how to fry an egg, but they had to tell me about the equator, which I'm never going to anyway, or going near. Anyway, let's talk about things that are even more surprising than what we've just been talking about. I read today that Ryan Sandberg. Now, you're very familiar with Mr. Sandberg being in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him as a bad manager and also part of one of the worst trades in Philly's history, trading him away to Chicago. Yep.
Yeah, and I know Rhino. I've known him for a long time, but today it was discovered, or he brought up, he's going to be a spokesman for a Chicago-based weed retailer, Verilife. Okay? Ryan Sandberg, the human Valium. Okay? The guy who basically, Rhino, when I interviewed him, and one of the nicer guys, but he had some weird things happen in his career off the field.
Yeah.
Okay? He had a very public divorce with his first wife. He retired, then he came back. He did like a Jordan, which was funny because 23, number 23, get that shot. Anyway, all I'm going to tell you is that the one thing I really didn't like is when Ryan Sandberg quit on the Philadelphia Phillies, and I never talked to anybody from Philly about it, even though I know guys out there like Harry Mays, Tony Bruno. It just never come around. Artie Furman, all these guys. I wanted to get your take on that because he always wanted to be a manager so bad. And then when it looked like he got in over his head, he just went up and quit, which left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. He went up and quit, not great, but I'll tell you what, we were all happy he quit. I'm not going to lie. He wasn't the greatest manager. I didn't think after watching his teams, for what, it was a couple of years, he really wasn't that great of a manager. Unfortunately, great player, amazing player. He was an awful manager. And I think the Phillies were a lot better that he kind of left that hole. And the Phillies, I think, they haven't found a great manager. I don't know since then or even before then, really since Charlie Manuel, I'd say. But Ryan Sandberg definitely was not the answer.
Well, Joe Girardi is 20-18 right now as the manager out.
He's doing all right. I'll give him a little credit. He's doing all right. I don't like some of the moves he made.
Now. You had enough trouble yesterday with the Kurt Warner stuff. Don't start saying Joe Girardi can't manage and all this other
I'm not saying he can't manage. I'm saying he's not doing great at managing right now. This season, he has made when you forget to put somebody on the lineup card, that's an issue to me. That's a little bit of a problem when you're already thin at bullpen and you decide not to or completely forget to put somebody on the lineup card. That to me is just bad. That's all.
Okay, here's the deal. A lot of managers have made mistakes this year, so we know that. We've discussed Tony Ruth amongst others, but I will also say this. Ryan Sandberg said that he needed the marijuana because he just discovered it this year. That's a bunch of crap, okay? I don't care when he discovered it. He might have smoked a joint when he was 14, 15, 16. But for him to come out today, and then he said something that was even more remarkable. He had to take the edge off. What edge? He was one of the most relaxed ball players, but I know he had inner turmoil. Maybe that's what he's
now
doing.
we know why. Yeah, now we know why he's a little relaxed.
Well, I mean, my God, now he had to take the edge off. I'm edgy when I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? Rhino's one of the more relaxed guys, or that was the impression that he always gave. And as far as managers quitting, that left a bad taste in my mouth. I know Cup fans don't want to talk about that. Lou Piniella did the same thing. His mother had been sick. I said, you know what? He makes millions of dollars. There's a month left in the season, but he used the mother and maybe legitimate concern. But at the time, I thought he should have stuck it out. And, now he's working again and stuff like that. And I wish nothing but the best for Lou because I always like Lou Piniella. But those type of things, if you can't finish something that you start, besides very bizarre circumstances, leave a bad taste in my mouth. So, when Ryan did that, Ryan Sandberg's one of the best second basemen I've ever seen.
He was okay. He was pretty good.
Oh my God. I remember the 2-homer game off Suter. I had a hot dog stand at the time. We had a little portable TV on the counter.
Oh,
the greatest game I've ever seen. Bob Costas had already named, and NBC had already named Willie McGee as the player of the game. And then it went into extra innings, and Sandberg just went off. And that's basically what really got him into Hall of Fame, although he is a Hall of Fame second baseman. Never saw him really dive for a ball. Never. Everything was stand-up. Not like other second basemen that have dove for balls. Robbie Alomar was a guy that would make fancier plays.
Yeah.
But Sandberg always seemed to be there. I was just surprised when I heard today that he had an edge. And then I was really surprised when I heard him say, and I guess if you're a major league ball player, you have that edge and you're just better at conceal. I mean, I'm sure Freddie Freeman has an edge, big time edge. And he,
I bet. Yeah.
And he's one of the nicest guys in the world. But I just found that absolutely bizarre when he said he had an edge, but even more bizarre when he said, I just started smoking this year.
Yeah, sure. That's the part where I go, all right, man, come on. That's like when you turn 21, you're saying, I'm having my first beer. No, probably not. No, probably not.
God,
not your first.
What was your first beer? How old were you?
Oh God,
I was 14.
Should I say that out loud?
I was 14. I don't care.
I was 13.
Yeah,
I took a little sip. I was just try it out. I just see how it is.
We used to raid my buddy's liquor cabinet. I know he listens to our show.
I used to, we would sneak in my dad's liquor cabinet and all of it got to the point where we were starting to get into the back of the shelf stuff.
Oh,
yeah. It was not great. Not good stuff.
We had a game in Little League at a place called Winnemac Park. We were freshmen, 8th graders. Half the team was bombed. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. How bad was that? Oh, those were the days. Now you better wear a mask.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that, but we would definitely sneak in some things from the liquor cabinet. Absolutely.
All right, here's another thing that gets snuck in, which bothers me to no end.
Great transition. That is a pro move, Mike. No, that's why you're professional.
It bothers me so much. I had a bet yesterday, and I made the pick on Bears Barroom. Now, today I'm on this show. I'm going to make 2 picks. Then I'm on ESPN 1000 with my buddies Carmen DeFalco and John Yurko. These guys, they're unbelievable. And I'm going to pick a bonus pick. And they're all going to be different. And then later on, I'm doing my show called The Odds Couple. Okay. Well, I'm going to make 2 other picks. Okay. But when I make my picks, I'm hoping all the games will be on television.
Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, I take on Bears Barroom, I take Milwaukee and St. Louis. I take Burns. Everybody talks about the other guy from the Mets, DeGrom, who doesn't have any runs scored for him. How about this guy Burns? He hasn't walked anybody yet. Hold on, listen to this. He's given up 1 run in his 4 losses. And what do you hear out of New York? You hear about poor Jacob DeGrom. He's not the only one, folks. Burns should maybe be 6-0. Instead, Flaherty is the guy that entered that game last night, 6-0. That's not the point. I get off. I'm all ready to watch the game. It wasn't on.
Oh, well.
It wasn't on the package. They have it on MLB TV. And they want to talk about promoting the game. Yeah, they're promoting their website Okay, how many people really went to the website yesterday to watch that game, unless you had interest in it?
Right. Well,
unless you're a Cardinal fan, and how cruel is that?
just to make sure nobody's listening, and so I don't get in trouble here, just to make sure I'm not wired up, I illegally stream everything. Major League Baseball, all of it.
I
illegally stream it.
I shouldn't have to. Look, they sell the package.
Yes, the package is great.
You can illegal do this, illegal do that. I pay for every damn game, and all of a sudden I got to go to MLB TV, and I lose to nothing. Where's the rope? Where is the rope? I mean, it's a daytime game.
The one I hate the most is I have to go on when they say the YouTube TV games or the YouTube games. I hate those. I don't want to go. I don't want to watch a game on YouTube. YouTube is not.
NFL, they 9 o'clock in the morning from London a couple of years ago. Jacksonville.
No, right? and I'm not going to Amazon Prime to watch a football game. I'm not going to YouTube. Like, just put it. And I'm not even one that has cable. Just put it on something that's I would usually watch television on, not YouTube. YouTube is where I go to watch stupid cat and dog videos, not to watch baseball.
They promote their website with one of the best games of the day instead of putting it on television and the Major League Baseball package of where I've been getting for years. But they think they just can get away with sneaking in and stuff like that. And there'll be people, I know people that just get cable now. And you know, but as a guy that does this job, and you could write stuff off, I'm not complaining about the fact that it's on MLB TV for everybody else.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, if you got the package, you got to give it to the guy. There's some 75-year-old man, and they're going, I wanted to watch the game. What happened? I got the package. No, you got to go on the internet. My mother thinks the internet is the worst thing that ever happened to this country. She don't even want to see it.
I like the internet, but
of course you do.
The internet's fantastic. I can find everything.
I'm not saying that, but for somebody older,
yeah.
If pretend you're 80, okay?
I feel like it's
came out with the internet, and you've been watching TV and everything your whole life. Just put yourself in their shoes. My mother could care less. If she needs something on the computer, she calls BB. BB, can you help me? She won't even want to learn. There's a lot of people like that. I can't, we need it. I love it. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. But if you paid for the baseball package and then they told you St. Louis for Milwaukee, go to the website, wrong in about 55 different ways, my friend. Don't you?
Yeah, that's
I don't, because you just basically told everybody you illegally stream it.
I do, and I do it all the time.
Trouble on your own.
I do. I really do, and I'm the one who gets in trouble and like has no problem just saying it out loud for some reason. Like I don't keep my mouth shut about absolutely anything, and I just blurt it all out. And so I'm the worst person to be doing anything illegal because I'll just tell you what I'm doing right to your face. Hey, John, what did you do today? Just robbed the bank. It was really fun. I had a great time doing it. So yeah, let's. Did
you ever see the movie Heat?
I don't think I have. Have I seen it?
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. How could you have not seen that movie?
I have not.
You're not a big movie guy.
Yeah, you're gonna. I like. So I'm. This is where I get weird. This is where I'm a very weird person.
You get weird.
I am weird. So I appreciate all the movies, but there's just feels like there's so much history of movies, and like same thing with music too, that I want to listen to stuff coming out now. Like it's just I'm already so busy consuming new things that like I have a tough time going back. Right. It's just way too much for me to try and like, because if everybody's like, oh, you got to watch this, and then all of a sudden I have like centuries worth of stuff to go back and listen to or watch. It's just overwhelming. It's just, if it's in the moment and it comes out now, I will watch it and listen to it. Going back and like watching stuff is just overload for me.
I'll tell you what's the worst is when somebody says, you got to see this. You got to see this. Then you see it and then you confront them. How could you tell me to see this? Why would you in your right mind tell me to see this?
See, I don't like I don't like recommendations because recommendations somebody will only give you if they think you'll like it. So it's basically like
Game of Thrones wasn't like that. No, everybody said, hey, Game of Thrones. It was cool to watch Game of Thrones. I'm sorry. I love The Sopranos. I think The Sopranos dominated. and made HBO. I'm sorry, HBO can put out lousy programming now because of what The Sopranos did.
Oh, it was The Sopranos was fantastic.
Better than anything they ever had. But you had the millennials trying to shove Game of Thrones down your throat. You know, the little guy running around.
Yeah, now they believable. And then the last season, everybody wanted to rip it up and tear it apart. But recommendations to me are people trying to. It's almost like they're making a statement on your personality or who you are based on recommendations. And that's why I don't like if somebody tries to like hook me up on a date. I don't like it because then you are showing me what you think about me, depending on who you're setting me up on a date with. And I don't like knowing what people think of me. And it's a way of finding out what people think about you. That
real quick before we go to our picks, I went on one blind date for my buddy. It was something out of Goodfellas. Where come on, Henry, I do you favors. My buddy asked me to do him a favor. Late girl, sweetheart, she had a great house and everything else, but I went on one blind date. I as a favor. That's all.
I would never do it. It's the worst.
No, and you know what? We didn't have dating sites. If we had a dating site, B would have never even dealt with me. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for something that we are close to our heart. And yes, we will recommend these picks to you because we actually have a track record, okay? So here's what I'm recommending. Take the Atlanta Braves today. I believe they're playing the Milwaukee Brewers, if I'm not mistaken, at plus 116. Plus 116. You got that game up there? Has the line moved at all?
I will check. It is a plus. It's a plus 110. It's funny here. I'm going the opposite side of this one.
Okay, that's good. We can't. One of us will win.
I'm going the Brewers at minus 129. A lefty on the mound for Atlanta that I don't like. Adrian Hauser should have an easy time. Not easy time, but he should do well against Atlanta, who's not really good away from Atlanta.
Okay. And if I win this bet, okay.
Yeah.
If I win this bet, you got to get a hat, a man's hat.
Oh my! Okay, that's fine.
And if I lose the bet,
you got to wear a hat backwards.
I got to wear a hat backwards with the hole in it. Okay, so we both got that one. So that was quick work, John. By the way, his name is Jon Jansen. What's your Twitter handle again, sir?
At JJansen34.
And any issues that you have, like freezing up with the computer or anything, make sure you tweet John. I have nothing to do
tweet me about anything. You know, why my Kurt Warner takes are terrible, why I should probably just stop, mentioning anything about Kurt Warner in football. Yeah.
I almost sent that to my buddy Rich Eisen, but I had pity on you.
Oh gosh, yeah, please don't do that.
I want you to have a career.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm jumping on my second game. I'm taking Colorado against Cincinnati. And
nice.
I'm taking, right?
Yeah.
I just happen to think that no. That's for another show.
Oh, okay. All good.
I'm taking, hold on. Sorry, folks. I got Atlanta plus the 119 because I have a 10-cent line. Yeah. And I have Pittsburgh. Okay.
I was looking at them today.
On the run line plus 1.5 at even money. So if you bet Frisco, it's minus 120, 130. On if you bet Pitt for a run and a half, and San Francisco's been on fire. They really have. Pittsburgh has struggled since they came out of the gate. But I like the Pittsburgh Pirates on the run line, which isn't expensive today. And I also like Atlanta plus the 119.
Yeah,
if you want to buy a run and a half on that, I might do that too to cover your bases because you could lose 4-3.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. I'm going with the Red Sox here. I know that Nick Pivetta, I should not like him because he was not a good Phillies pitcher, but he's been doing great with the Red Sox. The Angels are not great away from home. They're 8-11 this season, but Griffin Canning's on the mound, right-handed pitcher, an ERA over 5, and Boston absolutely crushes right-handed pitching, especially at home. So I'm taking Boston here. I was thinking run line, but I don't want to push my luck with Nicky Pivetta. I don't want to do that.
You know, if somebody performs badly for your hometown team, I found that out about you. Even if they win a Super Bowl or get a team to
I will have a grudge forever.
It makes you even more infuriated because you're saying, you should have it there.
If Carson Wentz, you know what? Carson Wentz, though, is a little bit different. I'll actually applaud his Super Bowl if he ever wins one, because the Eagles are just a trash organization that they deserve whatever they get. Sorry.
And you're telling me that, and I live in Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago's all right.
Have the greatest track record, neither team.
Well, they had a Super Bowl long before the Eagles did, so that's good, I guess.
You know these gray hairs? I started accumulating them when I was 11. I was a Bear fan, and we were 1-13 in 1969. I said, next year we're going to win it. You were blind back then, and there was no free agency. Thank God there's no free agency here because nobody will be able to get a gig because we're too hot. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the best 20 minutes of picks. I'll have more picks on later today. Check it out. But this is Win Daily. And make sure, you see above there, www.windailysports.com. Also follow Win Daily. Johnny, it's a tradition like no other, waving on Zoom. So long, everybody.